welcome to another episode of Whatever We Want Reviews. I'm your boy, Ramon Dizzy Maybell.
And I am Rudy P. Magic.
Before we start this review, I'm going to be giving a solid spoiler warning. I don't believe that you can do reviews without spoilers. To me, if I tell you so much is the plot, I'm giving away a spoiler.
Facts.
So, Whatever We Want Reviews does not do spoiler-free reviews. So if you have not seen the movie, I'm giving you 5 seconds to click off this video, buy yourself a ticket, get from under that fucking rock that you're under, go see the movie, and then come back.
Stop being a contrarian all your goddamn life. $5 Tuesday is over. You should have seen it by now.
Let's count. And we're off. So let's get right into it, man. The Black Panther. I know we left y'all alone for a minute, but goddammit, we are back.
We are back
to
man.
talk about this one, man.
I thought Black Panther overall was an excellent film. Again, I thought Marvel really showed out from an aesthetic standpoint. Like all of the visuals and everything like that were they were crazy. And to date, they're probably some of, since I've seen the movie, I've gone over a lot of the different Marvel films just to kind of reconnect some of those dots, those lost fragments in between. And visually, this is one of the most stunning pictures they've ever come up with. And I thought it was wise for them, especially in the times that we're in politically and socially, to make the cast all African American for the most part, to represent the beauty of this mystical place called Wakanda, which is just fragmentations of African, different parts of African culture, all kind of mixed together. So I thought visually and aesthetically it was crazy. You know what I'm saying, from the jump.
Let me ask you something. Ryan Coogler, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking Ryan Coogler? You are 3 for 3 right now.
3 for 3, man.
Fruitvale Station, Creed, and now the Black Panther. Ryan Coogler.
Hey Coogler, that jumper warm, ain't it? That jumper warm to the motherfucker.
He's in his bag. I'm talking about buzzer shot, Steph at the 3. Ryan Coogler, you are a dog, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Marvel. I appreciate the cast.
Salute to you,
everybody who made this movie great. The vision really came together, man. Like my bro said, visually, it might be the coldest movie visually from Marvel that I've ever seen, which is a big statement because this is the same company that came out with Guardians of the fucking Galaxy and the Avengers.
And the Avengers, like I'm watching the Avengers, I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Some of that stuff you're watching, I don't think that they can up the bar, but they just keep on upping the bar, but it's because they throw different aspects of the human experience at you. And I thought this Wakanda stuff was it was fitting, man. It was just on point. The fact that they had a black director, they had him come in there. The fact that they gave him the bag, 200 M's, to create this film was on point, man.
Oh, man. Well, let's get into it, man. The cast, man. Let's talk about the cast. Number one, we know Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther.
T'Challa, aka Nelson Mandela.
He made his first appearance in Civil War, and when I first saw that movie, I'm thinking I need to see a full Black Panther movie.
Yeah, man.
And it did not disappoint. Chadwick, great job, dude.
Great job, man.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, my personally favorite cast member. He plays, of course, the infamous villain, Killmonger, or Revolutionary, whichever side of the spectrum that you sit on. But I really loved his character. I loved his passion. And more so, I love a villain in particular with conviction. A villain that has conviction is more than just a psychopath out to take over the world on some cliche supervillain type stuff. But I'm talking about this is someone who says, no, something's wrong and we're going to correct it. And this is how we're going to correct it using the resources that we are all capable of spreading around. There's no reason that we should be victims like this. And interestingly enough, the people who he was representing, he saw within himself as a victim of circumstance by the people who had the resources. So they had this disconnect between African culture and African Americans, and there's no mistake that he was an African American character,
right?
Because many Black Americans, we hold a lot of that vitriol for the system based upon things that have happened to us systemically and historically. We hold a lot of that shit, and it makes us feel a variety of different emotions. And I felt like Killmonger channeled that anger, and we could all relate to that, even if we didn't all necessarily agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So right. I felt where he was coming from, man.
Right. You was tripping for choking that elder, though.
No, you can't be out here choking up elders, burning fields of poppy. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking, Killmonger? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you were straight thugging in some of them scenes.
But Michael B, man, yeah, you murdered that.
Killed it, man.
I ain't gonna lie to my personal favorite, Michonne Denai Guerrero, I think you pronounce her name.
Denai
From The Walking Dead. Oh my
God, man.
She plays the general of the Dora Milaje, who's Black Panther's personal bodyguards, if you don't read the comics. Personal all-female bodyguards. She has so many scenes of just crazy whoop-ass moments in the film that is crazy. I'm talking about some of the dopest action comes from her and her squad.
She was a woman of high character as well, because remember, even when she served T'Challa, she served him because that was what was best for Wakanda. And when regime switched over by way of combat, she served Killmonger, even though she didn't necessarily agree with his tactics.
Right.
Because the state of the nation supersedes any one man or woman's personal convictions. And I love that they infused that in a woman. I love the fact that they put that in her.
She had so many moments and looks in this movie. My favorite part in particular, probably the car chase.
The car chase?
The car chase in the middle of the film, which some people had a problem with because Killmonger's not in that part. But the part was so dope. We know that number one, Kendrick Lamar did the music and everything.
Shout out to
And when
T.
you hear his song drop in the background, and you see her jump out, start chasing him, and you see Black Panther gets his new suit and he starts thugging.
Speaking of that new suit though, on that point, Letitia Wright, who plays Black Panther's sister, Shuri, she was such a breath of fresh air, man. I mean, imagine a young sister who had the genius of a Tony Stark and a Bruce Wayne and all this stuff, the resources of these people all wrapped up into a 16-year-old girl, because in the story timeline she's 16 years old. Brilliant mind, and she's funny. Like, she has a lot of personality. It's like, and you gotta remember, in this film, contextually speaking, it's following right after Civil War. So your brother just got done chasing down the killer of your father, and it was on sight with him the whole movie. Found out it wasn't him. He's chasing down this other cat. He said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let bygones be bygones. So you did all that shit. You get home, and then you get crowned a new king, and right during the ceremony, your sister roasted you, dude. Like, that's how much personality this chick had, and you have to love that, man.
She was gonna be a favorite of a lot of people. Like I'm seeing on the internet little kids dressing up as her and shit. And that's what's really amazing about this movie, is that it gives Black people that representation that we've been hungering and thirsting for.
Yeah, man.
We finally got a movie where we're not shown in a fucked up light. We're not thieves. We're not slaves. We're not, any like stereotypical character. We live in a beautiful place. We have advanced technology. We're kings. You know what I'm saying?
We control. And the thing is, seeing a lot of people, especially, unfortunately, Black people have a lot of Willie Lynch-ism still lingering on. And a lot of us have issues with the fact that many of us are overwhelmingly excited so much to the fact that we're wearing African garb. We're identifying, you know what I'm saying? And for whatever cause it may be. Because people say, if this movie didn't happen, then would y'all still be? Probably not is the answer. But here's the thing. I would rather see anything galvanize the culturalisms that we all hold dear. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff has been unfortunately beaten down in us, but it's something that lays dormant, and we see it in moments like this of Black excellence. And I'm talking about on a mainstream scale. We all come out and we overwhelmingly show our support, and I love seeing that. And any Black person that don't love seeing that, you need to really question and reflect on that, because that's interesting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just my main takeaway from the movie was that I'm glad that we're finally shown in this great light, and that everyone got to enjoy it and acknowledge it. And I just want to say, for anybody who's like hating on this movie, like, I've been hearing certain little riffs and all of the excitement. People saying that, oh, the movie's not as good as people think it is. We don't need your fucking approval, first off. And second off, who the fuck asked you?
Whole time, and two, as far as Marvel origin stories go, as far as for each character, like every independent major character pretty much has an origin story. Think about the ones. Think about Captain America's first movie. Think about Iron Man's first movie. You know what I'm saying? Think about the Hulk and his origins. Think about Thor's first movie. Who had the best first individual movie, like the movie is about them? I think T'Challa is killing a lot of that. Yeah. If we talk about first, now don't get me wrong, Avengers, no, okay, that's something else. But I'm talking about, if we're just talking about origin stories per character, I think T'Challa got it, man. Yeah. That origin story was brilliant. You know, another scene I like out of that, brother, the scene with Danai Gurira, when she's donning a bald head throughout. You know what I'm saying? Her and the entire army.
Right.
They're donning a bald head throughout. You know what I'm saying?
It's right before the car chase.
These are warriors, right? But when she had the weave on, it said, she was just kind of like just shitting on the fact that she had to.
I can't wait to take this thing off.
Can't wait. I'm like, do you know how affirming that is for women who identify themselves in their perspective solely through their hair? Do you know how fly that is?
Right.
So I can't wait to get this bullshit off.
Right. It was a lot of
most sisters won't leave the house without that shit on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a lot of little moments like that scattered throughout the movie. Even with Denai and Chadwick. It was right when they captured Claw, and they had Everett Ross talking to him, and Everett Ross touched him like he was like, yeah man, come on. And she looked at Ross crazy as fuck, like, if he touches you again, I'm gonna impale this nigga through the table, like.
Yeah, cause this the fucking king. What are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? But see, that's that
entitlement
European entitlement shit. That's that, you know, I'm the head of a CIA. You know what I'm saying? You lose some CIA thumbs and nubs, and then you be walking out here holding forks with your goddamn pinky.
Anyways, y'all, this is our first movie review of the year, man, and we gotta give it a certified dope because, god damn it, it's dope. Go see it. Take your kids. Take all the brown children, boys, girls.
That's right, man.
Everybody, man. We need to see this type of shit.
It's an important film, man. It's a very affirming film, man, and it dispels a lot of myths about how films with people of color predominantly do overseas. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a myth going around, and it's been wrong for a while.
Which is bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a myth that, well, our films don't translate well because, you know what I'm saying, obviously films that are predominantly black don't do well. And it's been untrue for some time. If you look at Blade, which wasn't necessarily a black film but it had a black lead, Blade did very well overseas. It probably did better overseas than it did domestically. And I'm glad that this film has just shattered any and every record, at least until Infinity War comes out, which I'm also looking forward to, because we're going back to Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
In May, birthday month.
Yes, indeed.
In May. That's a nigga birthday month. I can't wait. But make sure you follow us on Twitter at www.reviews1. Also subscribe to our page.
Yes, indeed. And if you like the music that you heard in this video today, make sure you check me out at www.rudypmagicbeats.com. Whether you're looking for hip hop, pop, trap, or R&B, trap soul, I got you covered, man. Check me out right here, rudypmagicbeats.com.
All right, that's it. That's all. Whatever we want, and we out.
Peace.
Wakanda forever.
Representing the rain on the top was shorter than leprechaun.